Nearly 20,000 cattle are feared dead after a large fire at a dairy farm in Texas.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are plowing under vegetable crops from coast to coast. We are euthanizing millions of chickens. We are aborting sows and burying feeder pigs.
Starvation is coming. That's the topic. I don't know if you guys see some of these videos that circulate before they pump the brakes on them. They are loud and they got some really good information that I hope you guys are seeing. I found one that I'm gonna show you that I recorded before they slowed the roll on it. The thing is they're implementing things to create a shortage, and then they're throwing in some new stuff where they say, if there's a shortage, this is what we're gonna do. More crazy information that affects you that y'all need to know about coming right up. My name is Cohen here at Riverside Homestead, and if you're brand new here, welcome. If you guys are into prepping tips, emergency preparedness, and most of all, news and awareness, stuff that you want to know about, be sure to hit that notification bell so you guys can stay up to date. Let's jump into this one. Okay, I'm gonna show you this video and we're gonna break this thing down, but do you guys realize that this is planned? This is in full effect and it's happening. If people do not pay attention, it's a matter of time before they're sticking things in their mouth. They have no idea what they're eating, and it's on purpose. This is in full effect. Check it out.
Hey everybody, this is Shad Sullivan coming to you from the headwaters of Bitter Creek, Archer County, North Texas. We have to talk. State officials will be assisting to help identify potential alternative markets if a producer is unable to move animals, and if necessary, advise and assist on depopulation and disposal methods.
Now you gotta break that down, what was just put out. State officials will assist to help identify potential alternative markets. What does that mean? It means bugs. It means making meat in vats and labs, because that's where the money's at. Then they said, if a producer is unable to move animals, how are they gonna move animals when there's all of these restrictions, orders to euthanize, and they flat don't let them? With all that, they will advise and assist depopulation and disposal methods. So basically, whether they identify a problem or not, they're gonna make sure it gets done.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are plowing under vegetable crops from coast to coast. We are euthanizing millions of chickens. We are aborting sows and burying feeder pigs. We are dumping milk by the hundreds of thousands of gallons, and now they are preparing us to depopulate the fat cattle ready to harvest because of a bottleneck created by the effects of COVID. This thing hasn't been created by COVID, but the effects of COVID and the logistics therein. We are in trouble. Our food supply is in trouble, and I am appealing to producers and consumers across the nation to start calling.
Folks, this is one rancher. There's a lot of ranchers out there piping up and getting calmed down, so you don't see or hear what they're having to say. I have to go on to platforms that I don't necessarily want to go to, find this stuff, because it's not allowed on ours. This is one of the problems when you're under the thumb of the system, whether you've got debt or you're publicly traded or you're selling to the public. Now, I know you're not all meat eaters, but I found a way around it. Private companies with zero debt. If you guys are looking for a safe alternative that doesn't have to follow the guidelines of everything they've got to do to this meat, we can definitely help you. I'll put something down in the description, but watch these two videos where I go into more depth of what's really going on out there with this industry. Now, this guy's got more good advice. Check it out.
Yesterday, the first shipment of imported beef from the country of Namibia hit the shores of the United States of America. And yet this morning, they are telling us to prepare to euthanize harvest-ready cattle. Am I the only one that sees a problem in this? It is time we get the American people back to work. It is time we get money flowing. It is time we get food on the shelves. Because if you're not concerned about this food supply problem, you better be.
Huge shipment of beef hitting the shores of the United States from Namibia, a place. Folks, these are places where a lot of things can happen that aren't under the jurisdiction of the United States. Under the critical eye of quality control, what exactly are they funneling through other countries and getting it on the shores, yet taking out our local farmers and ranchers that are doing a good job? Why is so much being made and sourced from other countries and not in the United States? Tell me what you think down in the comments below. This is a big deal and it's happening now. Something to share out all of our communities. Hit the like button if you're tracking with me here. Do you want to be eating your steak or your chicken from China, Namibia, some foreign country where they tell us that they follow all of the US guidelines? You ask me, big time fishy, and I don't trust it. Now, the reason I tell you guys to leave comments, because I read through the comments. I read through the comments of these posts, and that's where I find a plethora of more information from other really intelligent people. So I was reading through this one. This is what this guy said. Did a quick research on Namibian cattle. Looks like they feed them some experimental stuff. No telling what's in those salt licks too. Speaking of which, how much scrutiny do US salt licks and cattle food face? They ought to be tested regularly. And right here, he added the article, strategies for dry season feeding of animals and in Namibia. And you can read through it yourself. A whole list of things. And like he said, the scrutiny we face. But then when you get stuff that's coming from Namibia, well, like I said, they can just do anything. Experimental stuff, whatever. And then you know what? Ship it to America for a cheaper price than they're buying from the good old boys in Texas and make a higher profit. Remember what I say, guys, profit over people. That's what these people at the top are all about. Profit, profit, profit. As you can see, I'll put a link to this down in the description below. You can read through it yourself. This is why I tell you guys, read your labels. Buy from trusted sources. I know a lot of you would agree with this one. Every prophetic word in the Bible is being set up right before our eyes. And for those of you that think that this is just happening here, no, this is a worldwide thing. Trust me, this is in the direction of a one world type of situation. Heavenbound writes, a fight against farmers is worldwide. Eva writes, at the last major farmers protest in Netherlands, I said something that holds true for German farmers as well. The farmers are fighting against the worst kind of injustice, a government that has turned on its own people. And right here, you can see they have got protests over there with the Dutch farmers. Good example of what's happening worldwide. Some people say, well, buy from the Amish, but you see what's going on with the Amish, Amos Miller, they're going after guys like that too. Because at a certain level, you gotta play the game. And if you don't know how to play the game, they're gonna pinch you. Now, some of you might say coincidence, but when you stack up all the coincidences of things like this,
nearly 20,000 cattle are feared dead after a large fire at a dairy farm in Texas. This happened Monday night north of Lubbock. Witnesses say there was a large explosion that led to a fire which spread to the building where the cattle were held. One person was also trapped inside the building.
Magnitude of the fire and the amount of people that were here, we were very fortunate that it was less than what we had, just at least one injured. And
the worker was taken to a hospital where she remains in critical condition. Officials say it is the deadliest barn fire for cattle in Texas since they started tracking barn fires in 2013.
Now, like I said, that's just one example, but 18,000 dairy cows gone, coincidence or not. It's happening a lot and it's happening everywhere consistently. And now we've got our great local Texas ranchers that have to euthanize harvest-ready cows. Meanwhile, while we ship it in from Namibia, and that's not the only spot. I did a video right up here. This one I even showed you. When you go to the store and buy meat and it says, made in America, better do a little bit of research because that sucker might not be made in America. In fact, in that video, I showed you guys how they mask it and make you believe it was in America, but it was just packaged in America so they can put made in America. Folks, I've got a lot of good information in these two videos right up here. You should watch them. It's gonna open your eyes. It's gonna make you pay attention a lot more. It's gonna make you read your labels. It's gonna make you wanna support local. You have to read your labels. You have to do your research and you have to buy from trusted folks these days. Otherwise, you're gonna get the short end of the stick. Please share this out if you found value in this. Watch these other two videos because they're super, super good. And as I know more, I'll keep you guys posted. Keep prepping, keep learning, keep doing. We'll see you on the next one.